Puig de Massanella, Mallorca's second tallest mountain, and at 1,364 metres, it's the highest point you can climb to anywhere on the island. But make no mistake, this petrifying Puig is riddled with soaring cliffs, camouflage caverns, and the sharpest rocks imaginable. But one day, last summer, my uncle and I had the madcap idea to conquer this Puig. Mistakes on this mountain can be deadly, but little did we know just how difficult this challenge would be. This is the story of our victory over Puig de Massanella. Welcome to another Gwyn's on the Loose video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy it. So it's 6:20 in the morning, we're just setting off from the petrol station we're parked at, and just before we get to Lluc, and we're setting off this early so that we can beat the heat of the day. Off we go. We began our adventure by fumbling through a maze of abandoned access roads and footpaths to quickly ascend to a large wooded plateau. Dawn beckoned, and as enchanting purple hues were flooded with the first rich golden sunbeams, the reality of the challenges we were about to face began to set in. We would be climbing up Massanella's completely exposed southern flank, and sunrise marked the beginning of a dangerous pursuit between ourselves and the scorching Mediterranean heat. You see, to safely conquer the mountain, we'd have to successfully summit the peak and then traverse our way all the way back down to this forest before 11 o'clock, when temperatures were forecast to spike well above 40 degrees Celsius for the rest of the day. This would be no mean feat for even the most experienced of climbers, let alone ourselves, but we had a complete steadfast determination that victory would be ours. Well, at least until we reached the first sign of danger. Oh, if there's goats there can't be anything too dangerous because it would eat the goats.
Yeah, I don't think it's just big animals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boar, I guess. Well, let's go.
Left with a curious appetite for an encounter with big game, we continued onwards. With trepidation, we began steeply ascending through the forest to a smaller, higher plateau, from where we would stage our main attempt to summit the mountain. From here, we planned on using a precariously narrow and unstable footpath to break the tree line and scramble up onto Massanella herself. This would all put us on a direct course for the peak. That is, of course, if the big game would allow us. What are we gonna do? We might have a small problem. Got ourselves some weapons, just in case things turn ugly. Weapons might have been overkill. Stopping for a bit of breakfast, which is bread. And we've fended off that goat. We think. We're hoping that's the big game, otherwise if there's bigger game than that, we're probably dead. In a minute we're going to go for it and we're going to try and break the tree line and climb to the top, but I'll let John have fun with his sticks first.
Stick.
There's another climber. Yeah, we think we're at least 2/3 of the way up now. It's a pretty cool view. There's a red dot there. Very sharp rocks. We're following all those dots now. It's the only way we've got of knowing where the path is. Channeling our inner mountain goats, we were successfully negotiating Massanella's dastardly rock face, now towering over the island below. With 200 metres left to climb, we refueled on our snack of choice. The summit in view, we took shelter from the elements in a mysterious cave that we'd discovered, ready to G ourselves up for what we thought would be our final battle. Come on, let's conquer this Puig! See the summit is that side right there. So we've summited the mountain. With jubilation, we basked in Massanella's breathtaking views across Mallorca, soaking up every moment and every vista, alone at the top of one of the Mediterranean's highest peaks. We felt completely unstoppable, with victory coursing through our veins. But as we got ready for our return journey, we began to realise that whilst we'd won the battle, we had far from won the war. We're now going to begin our descent back down. As you can probably see by my forehead, it's getting very hot and sunny now. Caught up in excitement, we'd completely lost track of time, and temperatures had started soaring exponentially. We started rapidly descending, but were almost immediately stalled by a massive problem. In our haste, we had completely lost sight of the small paint dots that we'd followed on our way up, our only clues of the route down. To make things worse, we'd strayed so far off course that neither of us could recognise where we were. Relying on instincts alone, we began to hike in what we thought would be the best direction. By chance, we stumbled on a seemingly well-used footpath and decided to go all in on the route. Losing little altitude, we alarmingly found ourselves crossing a high plateau, and our fears were confirmed when we reached the shelf's painfully abrupt edge. We'd gambled on a dead end. Knowing that we couldn't turn back, and catching a glimpse of the thick forest far, far below, we decided to boldly step over the brink for a dramatic final showdown. Slowly but surely, we climbed our way down the rock face. We quickly clambered under the leafy green canopy and eventually found a familiar waypoint. Soaked in sweat and glory, we retraced our steps off of Massanella and down into the thickly forested valley below. We had done it. We'd conquered Mallorca's beast, a place where few people dare to go. With a spring in our step, we said our cheerios to the goats. We reflected on the spectacular sights we'd seen as we strolled the last 2 easy miles, most of which had been pitch black earlier in the morning. As we rounded the final corner and our car came into view, we were hit with the urge to celebrate our victory in the little Pamboli restaurant opposite. The sun on our backs and grinning from ear to ear, we cruised back to our hotel. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it, and if you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. I've done other videos like this. I've climbed an erupting volcano in Iceland, which I'll link to in the end screen. But thanks for watching. This has been Gwyn's on the Loose. Subscribe to follow the next adventure.